4, and they obviously have the sideboards available to them. The game 5, it's actually 2 and 2.
Okay.
Milton has 2 Coffin Purges, and a Ghastly Demise, which I don't think so. It has some uses, but I think he probably won't use it.
Isn't that very narrow for what it can do?
It's probably not good enough, but it depends on like stuff he needs to take out. On David Thomas' side, he has I
don't really see.
He has Iona.
Yeah.
Blazing Archon, who he may bring in. I don't know if he will. He does have. I'm just trying to see what else he is available to him. I think he has Nature's Claim, which he can bring in against the Animate Deads.
But that's only a 1 of.
Yeah, and he has 4 Chain of Vapor, which he can use to actually bounce the threats from Milton's deck. Milton's reanimation package has Angel of Despair, Sphinx of Ulathun, Elish Norn Grand Cenobite, Platinum Imperium, Gristlebrand, Iona, and Jin Gataxis Core Augur. Okay, so the first David Thomas is on the play. You cast a Putrid Imp
off of City of Brass.
Yeah, which will allow him basically to discard his dredge outlets really easily. So there is a Thoughtseize in Milton's hand, but like Thoughtseize isn't always the best card you can cast against the.
Okay, he is going to cast it.
I mean, you've got it in there. You've really decided to cast.
And he does have 2 Thoughtseizes in.
And he has a Bridge from below, a Careful Study, a Faithless Looting, and 2 Golgari Grave Trolls. Actually, a fantastic hand for Dredge, because he now has 2 sets of draw spells, which he can. He's basically forced to take 1 of the draw spells. The other ones are not really like what he needs right now. It's a terrible kind of situation for Milton here. Like, there's supreme redundancy. He's like takes the Faithless Looting. It's going to be discards the Grave Troll, dredges for 6 with a Flamekin Zealot. Now he's obviously going to discard the dredge and then Careful Study, replacing his draws with dredge 6 twice.
Wow. Here we go.
This is incredible. This might just be like game very quickly. Wow, not quite.
But he has the pieces. He's putting the pieces together to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So in his hand now, I believe, is just Bridge from Below, which he's protecting essentially until he's ready to go.
It's amazing how Dredge can all suddenly. I mean, if you're Milton right now, we do have another update from the floor. Ben Friedman did win 3 games to nothing.
Wow,
over Anthony Eason. Anthony Eason, #1 seed at the end of the day 1, #1 seed at the end of day 2.
Didn't matter in the end though.
No.
He just was able, like, Stoneblade, like piloted by Ben Friedman, a very accomplished player, just had all the tools.
This is our last match of the quarterfinals invitational.
Yeah, so what's happened here is David discarded the Bridge from Below, casting Cabal Therapy, sacrificing a Narcomoeba to force, I don't know what he named. We'll see if we can find out what he named. Milton looking through the graveyard. He doesn't really have a great hand here. There's no way of getting, he has access to no fatty right now, no Entomb. He does have a Careful Study, which obviously, if he happens to draw 1 of his big fatties, it's going to be useful.
And quickly get him into the graveyard where he needs them.
Yeah, he named Entomb, which I guess, I don't know if that makes a lot of sense, because I think if you have Entomb, which is the rarer part of the deck, you don't play first turn Thoughtseize. There's really kind of like nothing you're protecting against that. I think you want to get your fatty into play immediately on turn 2. I think the card that I would probably go for at that point is maybe a... The problem is going for a reanimation spell doesn't really do anything either.
All right, for those of you just joining us, this is the quarterfinals of the SCG Invitational in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm Robert Martin, joined in the booth by Ben Seck. You are looking at the critical Game 5 here between Milton Figueroa with Reanimator, David Thomas versus Dredge. For those of you that, again, are just joining us, we have updates from the floor. We have Ben Friedman winning 3-0 against Anthony Eason. The match before that you saw on camera, Todd Anderson winning 3-1 over Ali Andrazi. We have Chi Hoi Yin winning 3-0 over Shireen Sharani, or 3-1 over Shireen Sharani. And right now the semifinals are going to be Ben Friedman versus Todd Anderson and Chi Hoi Yin versus the winner of this match, which is Milton Figueroa, David Thomas.
Yeah, so this game has gone to the wire here. Game 5. A really kind of interesting matchup. I generally think Dredge is favored. The Coffin Purges from Milton's deck definitely potentially help. I think trying to work out what is that a alternate art Entomb? No, it's a reanimate, I think. Yeah, no, it's a reanimate there. So he has 3 reanimates, a careful study, which he has no fatty for, so he's kind of like a little bit wary about casting it. I think he has a ponder as well.
Proceedings are posted on the Sublime Archangel pairings board. That is next to the K through O pairings board of the Legacy Open.
And as you hear in the background,
no, he's the Inquisition. Sorry, a ponder, a careful study. So I think is he going to cast Inquisition, or is he going to? Oh, he's going to reanimate maybe the Flamekin Zealot from his opponent's deck, so he doesn't die. Maybe it's an interesting line he can take.
Huh?
So he's going to take either a Golgari Grave Troll or a Flamekin Zealot. I think he's going to take Flamekin Zealot, or maybe he's going to take Stinkweed Imp. No, sorry, Putrid Imp. And then reanimate. Wow.
Angel of Despair, targeting.
Yeah, he's probably targeting that to kill the bridge. That is a really nice play. Was worried about the bridge. Really tricky play by Milton here to basically get rid of the bridge. The problem is obviously there's still Golgari Grave Trolls, and if he hits another bridge, it's going to be a little bit of trouble here. No bridge though. There is a Dread Return, but Dread Return's not going to be that useful unless he actually is able to get another bridge from below.
David still looking through there, hoping to find some sort of answer for this.
No, but he's going to reanimate a Golgari Grave Troll with his Dread Return, and which is extremely large. Let's find out how big it is in 1 second. I'm sure it is a 10/10. Now, unfortunately for Milton, he's at 7 because of paying for the life for the reanimate. So he really doesn't have a lot of time here. He really and a lot of the reanimation targets he has, like, he doesn't really have open to him because they cost 7.
Well, he does have a Brainstorm here.
He really can't use reanimate anymore, so that reanimate in his hand is kind of stranded.
Signed up for the Two-Headed Giant Challenge. Your seedings are posted on green paper on the Sublime Archangel banner next to
Yes.
Yep.
There it is, a 10-10.
A 10-10. A graphics team helping us.
Coming through for us again when we need them.
So, as I said before, that 10-10 Golgari Grave Troll is basically lethal. Force and Milton only has an Angel of Despair to defend himself. Because he's at 7, his Reanimate is almost effectively dead here.
Ponder.
He did draw a Reanimate and 2 Coffin Purges. So those Coffin Purges are a little bit late to the party. Doesn't quite. He definitely needs the Animate Dead to. Because he has no other way of reanimating right now that won't lose him the game.
Does he shuffle this away then to attempt to hit something else?
It's tough. Like, I think he may have to keep it. Well,
even though he knows what's coming up.
Yeah, like I'm trying to work out whether he can afford to chump with his Angel of Despair, and then animate dead the Angel of Despair again.
Taking him effectively to 1.
No.
Oh,
animate dead.
Animate dead.
Yeah.
Sorry, animate
dead.
Making him a 6-5.
But he chose to shuffle it.
Or 5-6.
Yeah, and then like kill the Grave Troll. The problem with that is it doesn't really immediately get rid of the situation.
Animate dead. 1 in the black. Creature from a graveyard.
So he draws a Platinum Empyrean, which actually is like a pretty nice draw right now, if he can find an Animate Dead or a. Yeah, an Animate Dead.
Yeah.
Destroying the future goes to David's graveyard. Bridge from below only removes if the future goes to the opponent's graveyard. That's what we're trying to figure out.
All right. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So we're actually going through a judge ruling right now. The early interaction of killing the Putrid Imp with the Angel of Despair, Bridge from Below only triggers when a creature goes to the opponent's graveyard, and so actually the Putrid Imp that he killed goes to David's graveyard, so therefore actually not triggering the remove from the exile ability from the Bridge from Below. So we're trying to work out if they're going to wind back or basically replace the Bridge from Below, or this is quite the interesting ruling here. Oh, all right. Jared's coming in to give us a little bit of an update what's happening.
All right, Jared Silva, events manager for Star City Games in here. Just want to give a quick run through of how that call just went down. It was a game rule violation, which means that something went wrong, something was done incorrectly. And so with a game rule violation, there are 2 options available to judges. Either, if it's a simple situation, we're able to back up to the point of the error. With this situation, too much had happened beyond the point where the actual error occurred, and so we leave the game as it is. With both players being able to see the error happened on the board, both players have responsibility for it, and so if we can fix it easily, that's where we're going to go, but if we can't, we're going to continue on from where we are.